What's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to I wanted to bring you kind of an update on the Carmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf situation. And again, over the weekend, there was a rally. There were two rallies or protests or whatever. And one was for, I think it was protect white people or protect white Americans or whatever. And I'll put that up here in a second for you. But yeah, I mean, things have gone out of control in a way. I mean, they really have. And, I kind of figured they would with this. Again, we are right at the point again, another powder keg. And it's really being pushed by people like Roly-Poly Fat Boy Martin. And people like that on the left, man, these race-baiting leftists, especially these race-baiting black leftists, they're really pushing this kind of stuff. Black people are the victims, no matter what, no matter if they're victims or not. And again, in 9 out of 10 cases, they're not. They are the ones that, that are making victims out of others. But they're pushing this like they're the victims. And guys, I want to show you a little bit of the rally. I think it was Protect White Americans. And on Saturday, and I'm going to show you guys a phone conversation between the father, Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf, and the organizer, I guess you could say, of this protest. They're talking on speakerphone. Watch.
Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
Here, you are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Hold on, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
Yeah. You're not gonna make us back down.
If we were all of your nature,
guys, listen.
You're
Let
not
me
gonna
say
say
this.
what a weak man.
Do you know who you're talking to?
You
don't, do you?
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not.
Okay.
You sit here, you talk about Trump.
But I am. You're not
Google
gonna
my
make me
name
back
and
down.
Trump. No. When you do that, my name is Bruce.
I agree with black males winning,
Google that.
but they're not winning right now.
You're doing,
they're becoming degenerates.
What you're doing
and murdering white people.
You're not helping America. You're no more patriotic than I am. No way.
Silent is
Where
not
were you
helping.
on January
You've been
6th?
silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you on January 6th?
You've been silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you? Did you stand for your country
So you
when they
think that
stole our
made you
vote?
patriot because you showed up there? Does that make you a patriot?
Joe
What's your
Biden,
solution?
Joe
showed
Biden
up?
is a
All you're doing is
pedophile.
condemning us. What's your solution?
My solution is to help people where they're weak. So we have an issue in young black males' lives across the country.
It's not
It doesn't
say that
matter.
to Jeff Metcalf.
Say that to Jeff Metcalf.
We talk about it, man.
Say it.
At the end of the day,
So
the
then
man
what
is
is his-
asking.
his-
So let me ask you this: you got a father who's grieving, and your response is he's weak.
My father is celebrating my strength right now.
You have no idea. You'll never win the Senate. And what I'll do, I'll come to Florida and run for Senate and run as a Republican, and I'll kick your butt.
No, you lose, bro.
You need 2 years of presidency in Florida.
Because this behavior is why we're in the situation where we are.
No.
We get these. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, at the end of the day, he's asked you what to do and what not to do.
Listen,
you have a right to
he's
do it
no
or not
longer
do
You
it.
can
Austin
say
Metcalf.
nothing about
I love
Austin
Austin.
Metcalf, but we're going to
You
continue
don't know
this
Austin.
movement.
I love somebody
You
enough
love
to
the
be
thought
strong
of using
with-
Austin
No.
for T-shirts, for propaganda, and to get out here and talk about
You
who
want to
you
shut
are.
down a
I'm
white
not
man
raising
right
money.
now. That's what
I'll
you're trying
shut
to
you
do.
down, ain't
I'm
you?
not
you're not
raising
shutting me
I'm not
down.
raising money like
Because
Carmelo
I got
Anthony.
family.
I'm not
I'm not
raising
gonna
money
be
like
put
Carmelo
down
Anthony.
anymore. No, bro, you
finance
stop.
this at
You
a
came here to
million.
try to shut him down.
No, I
That's
came
what
in to
this
give him
is.
a message from a father.
And listen,
but I realized
Nah,
that's
bro.
not his deal.
Let's be
message-
honest. You're a black man. You're trying to
No.
shut him down
I'm
because
You know, guys, man, I really wanted to point out the fact that Jeff Metcalf is got to be going through hell right now. He's got to be going through hell. You know, again, just losing his son, and people, you know, calling his son a white supremacist, and you know, him being kicked out of a press conference because of who he is. And his son is the actual victim, of course, not Carmelo Anthony. But, you know, I mean, he's got to be going through hell. But what I think, and what really kind of strikes me, is that Jeff Metcalf, he has displays no anger towards anyone until the organizer for the Protect White American rally. And again, man, I understand that he doesn't want his son's name associated with this, but we got to be real. We got to be honest. It already is. It already is. I mean, again, you know, you can step back and look what's happening. You look what's happening. I mean, again, the leftists, especially the black leftists, they're attacking the Metcalf family. They're going after Austin Metcalf. I mean, even people are saying things like, well, you know, they found out. Austin, after hours, found out and whatever. I mean, again, these are truly evil people. We can make no mistake about that. But, you know, the thing is, he wants to, I think he's a kind of a progressive liberal. He wants to, you know, again, and I could be wrong about that, but he wants to kind of, at least on the surface, he wants everything to look good. He wants everything to look good. And, you know, again, you got to confront the situations for them to stop. And we got to understand one thing. As white Americans, we are more likely to be attacked and killed by black people, far more likely than they are of us. You know, again, we're not killing black folks. They're killing white folks. And again, you know, white people kill the majority of white people, but black people are close second. And again, we're talking about less than 13% of the U.S. population. And again, they're out there killing white folks. So again, it's a huge problem. It's a big problem. You're many times more likely to be attacked by a black person than you are if you're black to be attacked by a white person. Many times. And again, man, we also know that 13% of the population they commit 55% of all violent crime. And so again, we understand that there is a huge problem right now with young black men. There is. And again, we're not going to fix that problem until we address the problem. Until we're willing to open up and be honest and talk about it. Then opening up and talking about something does not make you racist. You know, again, I love black people. Again, not all. Well, you know, I love all black people as much as I can, the black race. It's just like the white race. There are a lot of people, white people, I don't like. But we have to be honest about the numbers. There's something going on. There's something wrong. And again, I think a lot of us know what it is, but you can't talk about it because it's taboo. And if you do, and you're white, you're racist. And that's not close to being true. But I want to show you guys one more video of Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff, again, after the press conference the other night. He was, what do they call that? Swatted. Watch.
Breaking news and an update on the deadly stabbing in Frisco. Frisco police just confirmed a swatting call was made tonight to an address belonging to the victim's father. Now, that's a prank call designed to bring a lot of police to a scene. Tonight, Jeff Metcalf confirms to WFAA he wasn't home when it happened, but he did arrive about 5 minutes later. Now, this is new information, and right now we're working to learn more details. But earlier today, everything stopped and heads turned when Metcalf showed up to a news conference called by the suspect's family. Tonight, Matt Howerton has a desperate plea from Carmelo Anthony's mother.
They came to speak for the accused. Jeff Metcalf came for his son. The father of Austin Metcalf surprised cameras at a press conference in Dallas Thursday, waiting for the mother of Carmelo Anthony to speak for the first time. Anthony, 17, now charged with murder, out on bond after telling police he stabbed Metcalf in self-defense. Metcalf's father asked to leave the press conference, and then it began like this.
The father being at this press conference. These are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son.
Metcalf telling WFAA he was just there to listen.
I'm not here to create a disturbance. I'm just here to stand by and witness this press conference.
And shook the hands of officers before leaving. Since he was asked to leave the press conference, we asked Metcalf what he thought about those remarks. Thursday night, he told us he's not talking to any media right now.
Our family has been under attack.
Anthony's mother, Kayla Hayes, did eventually speak.
The claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false.
Emotionally denying her family has used any money from a GiveSend-Go fund that's collected over $450,000. The internet has suggested otherwise and has flooded Hayes' family with threats, she says.
My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom.
At the presser, it was also revealed that Frisco ISD has moved to expel Anthony weeks before he was supposed to graduate. An accusation of murder on school property results in an automatic expulsion per the district's code of conduct. Anthony could appeal, and an advocate suggested that may happen.
Thank you, and God bless you.
The room emptied when the presser ended, but the temperature around this case.
Yes, I do understand that that Jeff Metcalf, he does not want his son's name, being racialized. But again, it already is. It already is. I mean, you gotta think about this. From day one, they were trying to get Carmelo off. They've been playing the race card. And I know they said, we don't play the race card, we live the race card. No, they played the race card. That's what they're doing. Make no mistake about it. And again, they're saying, he didn't get this fair. It's not fair for him with this or with that or with this or with that because he's black. No, because you're playing the race card and because everyone feels bad for black, quote unquote, people right now. He's getting special treatment. And again, what's really appalling to me is seeing so much of the black community that's, again, happy that Austin was stabbed and his dad. Well, it's seriously right, blah, blah, blah. Again, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Look at the facts again of the case. I mean, really, look at the facts. Look what happened. A young man, Carmelo Anthony, went to a track meet for a high school, and he was already in trouble with the school. So on February, I think, 4th, he brought a knife to school. So he's already in trouble for that. He was not supposed to be there to begin with. Then he comes here with a knife and a book bag. Then he goes and sits at another school's tent. And he said, and according to what he said, a few things, like picking at people and whatever. And and it wouldn't matter if he did or not. He was said, "Hey, you got to go. You're not supposed to be here." And he stayed. He didn't leave. He stayed. And he kept refusing to leave. And then it finally got to the point where he was like, touch me and find out. Punch me and find out. And again, when Austin apparently grabbed his arm to remove him, and again, it wasn't beating him up or anything else. He touched him. He reached into his bag, which again, he knew the weapon was there, pulled it out and stabbed him in the chest, killing him. To me, this sounds like premeditation. I don't know, but I'm no lawyer, but, again, they're trying to get this kid off, and people, right now they feel sorry for black people, especially black women. And that kind of brings me to Jasmine Crockett. I wanted to show you guys a clip from her. And again, man, we're talking about racializing. You got to watch this.
Ain't about criminality. This is about the fact that he was a little too dark for them, and he ain't even that dark. But they don't like melanin. Melanin is the biggest enemy that they have ever seen. This is why they go after certain people.
Folks, I really hate to break this news, but I think that Kamala Harris has officially been dethroned as the most smooth-brained individual in American politics. There, I've said it. Jasmine Crockett is undefeated when it comes to absolutely brainless. I was going to say brain dead, but I'm pretty sure the brain never existed to begin with, therefore it cannot die. So brainless takes, that she is filled with them to the absolute brim. There is no stopping it. So in her latest philosophical take, she explains to the rest of us how the reason why America is not standing behind this young man right here is because we hate melanin. Yeah. And I said we because I don't stand with this dude. So I must surely fall into that category, just like she says, right? As a quote unquote melanated man, obviously the reason why I can't stand behind this dude, but instead I stand with the victim in this situation. The reason behind that is because of the hatred for melanin, and because there's such a huge problem with melanin, and that's all this is about. It has nothing to do with the fact that this dude took another young man's life who's never going to get to experience anything past the year 17 because of a decision made by this guy right here. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with the fact that a child was taken from a family. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with melanin. Got you. Got you. Okay. No, it makes perfect sense. Again, coming from a smooth-brained individual, this is checking out.
And see, guys, man, the whole thing is racialized. The entire thing. I mean, that's what I mean. Again, you have to think up for Carmelo, and if you don't, then you're racist. That's all there is to it. And again, it's not that. It's not that at all. So one kid unaliving another kid, 17 years of age. What he brought. And again, this really to me is premeditation. He brought a weapon to an event that he was not supposed to be at, sat in an area that he was not supposed to be at, and then refused to leave. This is not the sign of a person who's afraid for their life or their well-being. Sorry. And the fact of the matter is, it's not about race at all. It really isn't. Until the left made it so. And again, I do understand to a degree why Jeff Metcalf is again very unsure about the racial stuff. Don't want to even talk about it. I do understand it, but to a degree. Again, sometimes you gotta rub your eyes, you gotta wake up to what's happening. But again, my deepest sympathies to the father and the mother and the brother. But guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a